Ciao tutti, buongiorno. I hope you're ready to cook like an Italian because that's what we're doing today. We're going to make the most amazing eggplant parmigiana, and then we'll finish the dish off with a beautiful crostata di frutta, which is a fresh fruit tart, which is absolutely lovely. I want to thank my beautiful sponsors, Queen Creek Olive Mill in Queen Creek, Arizona. They make award-winning extra virgin olive oil, balsamics, olives, you name it, from their 100 acres of 12,000 olive trees, 16 different varieties. If you ever go online to queencreekolivemill.com, you're going to find out how delicious these products are. And also the Arizona Farm Bureau, which is teaching me so much about farm to table, including this beautiful eggplant. So there's a lot of ways to make eggplant parmigiana. What I've heard today from a lot of folks here, though, is that they kind of avoid it because it's so greasy. I'm not going to make eggplant parmigiana greasy today, I promise you. It's going to be just gently grilled on the skillet and we're good to go. So it's your choice whether you want to peel the skin or leave it. I like to peel it. And so I've sliced the eggplant and I okay, so what you're supposed to do is soften the eggplant in a pot of water. I avoided that. I just added a little bit of water in this skillet, brought it to a boil. I put my eggplant slices in there until they softened and the water evaporated. Then I added my extra virgin olive oil and a little butter and just gently fried them in there. So that's what I'm doing. Come on over here and I'm going to show you the sauce that we're putting together. You set my supplies down here. Okay, what I've done is sauteed a nice large sweet yellow onion. I always go for the sweet yellow onion. They're more expensive, but they're much more flavorful. And some mushrooms. So those look beautifully softened and caramelized. And now I'm going to add some tomato sauce, or you could use crushed tomatoes, whichever you like. And a little bit of tomato paste. This is a very, very simple, very light sauce that doesn't take long at all. That's stirring together. I'm going to add a little bit of basil. And I've got salt, pepper, and you got to have a little bit of red pepper flakes just for a kick. Just give that a quick stir. Turn it off and you are good to go. So I've got my eggplant cooked, I've got the tomato sauce all ready to go, and now it's just time to assemble. So I always like to start with a little bit of sauce on the bottom of the pan, just a tiny bit, nice little bit of goodness. And then we're going to start layering the eggplant. This will melt in your mouth, I guarantee. It's just lovely. I really do prefer having the skin off. It's a little bit tough. Okay, layer number one. Now we're going to dollop some fresh homemade ricotta, which we made on earlier shows. So now you know how to make ricotta. And this is going to spread out as it cooks in the oven. I've got my oven at 350 degrees. This is not going to take long, maybe about 20 minutes, because everything is already cooked. Excuse me. Okay. Now I want to spread a little bit of mozzarella right over the top. And some fresh grated Parmigiano from my mama's cheese grater. The cheese grater brings me good luck in the kitchen, so you will always see it in my kitchen. Okay, then again, it's layering the second layer. You want to leave a little bit of sauce for the top. Spread that around. And a little bit more ricotta, more mozzarella, more cheese. I'm going to continue finishing this. We're going to put it in the oven, 350 degrees for about 20 minutes, as I said, and we will dive into some eggplant parmesan. Ha-ha! It's ready! Okay, it's probably not going to be pretty diving in, but I don't care. Oh my gosh, I can see all those gorgeous layers. Oh my goodness. Oh, a little bit more? Just a little bit more? Why not? Oh, look at that. Look at that. The cheese is all melted and And there we have homemade eggplant parmesana. So easy, so delicious. You've got to make this. Well, let me be the judge first. Before you try it, I'll let you know if it's good. It's good. Trust me. Oh my goodness. I love that dish. When we come back, we're going to pair that with a beautiful crostata di frutta. So that's a beautiful medley of fresh fruit with a gorgeous apricot glaze. When we come back, we're cooking like an Italian. Welcome back to Cook Like an Italian. We made a beautiful eggplant parmigiana, and now we're going to finish the meal with a gorgeous crostata di frutta. It's a fruit tart, and it's lovely and simple and beautiful. And boy, have I got some tips for you today on how to cut fruit and how to make sure it looks gorgeous. So we're going to start with the crust. You're going to need a tart pan, and what the crust is made of is shortbread cookies and butter. You're going to take a mini prep or food processor. You're going to put your cookies, takes about 24 cookies, and 1 stick of butter melted. Blend that up just until you get a wet sand texture. You don't want it too oily, you just want it to be able to come together. Once you get that, you're going to pack that into your tart pan and bake it for about 15 minutes at 375. And then when it's done, you're going to lift it right out. It's a very thin base where all of our fruit and our pudding is going to go. So I'm going to set that right here. Very easy base and delicious with the shortbread cookies. The filling is ever so simple. It's just milk and it's pudding mixed together. You can do the cook and serve, you can do the instant, whichever you like. You want it to be nice and fairly thick. I want to thank the Arizona farm industry for sharing so much information about milk with me. There's 17,000 family farms in Arizona, and they have about 2,000 cows each. That's a lot for a family farm, but I'm just learning so much about the nutritional quality and the goodness of milk. So we've got four cups of milk in here today. Okay, so now I'm going to grab a few things out of the refrigerator and we're going to chop up some fruit. We're going to put this together and you're going to get some tips, hopefully, that you've never seen before. We'll be right back. So I've spread my pudding on the crust and now I'm ready to put the fruit. You can use any fruit you like for a crostata di frutta or a fruit tart. I've got strawberries, kiwi, papaya, some mango and berries and pomegranates. But I want to give you a couple of great tips. So this is a huge catering secret. When you see those beautiful fruit platters, the fruit is dried. Well, the way to do that is to cut your fruit the night before or even a couple of hours, put them on a paper towel. What happens is all the water drains out of the fruit, but none of the sweetness. So it's almost like a concentrated sweetness. You're not draining out flavor, you're actually concentrating it. Mangoes. People have a hard time figuring out how to cut up a mango. The best thing to do, since the mango has a great big seed in the middle, you sort of anticipate where that seed is and then slice right down like that. So here we go with that half. What I'm going to do is take my knife and I'm just going to score it into maybe 1/4 inch cubes. And watch this, when I turn it upside down, all I have to do is take all of those little cubes and put those right on the bowl. So that's super easy. Here is my favorite. People love pomegranate, but they don't like getting the seeds out. It's pretty difficult. I have a secret for you. You're going to cut your pomegranate right through the center. Look at that. Let's get all those seeds out of there. Turn it upside down, get a big bowl, get something super heavy like your steel or a rolling pin, and get those aggressions out. Just think about things you don't want to do today Just pound those out and look at what's happening. All of those seeds are coming out right into the bowl and none of that bitter pith. So if you just keep doing that, look at that. All of the seeds are going to come out one by one, rolling out of there. Look at that. Not one single pith in there. So that's a great way to get all those seeds out of the pomegranate, okay? So I'm going to go grab some mint. I'm going to put this fruit tart together, and I think you're going to love it. So I went to get the mint in the refrigerator, and this is one of my favorite tips as well. You can create a greenhouse in your refrigerator and have fresh herbs all day long. Do you see the condensation here? I've got all of my herbs in a bottle and jar with water, and I've got it covered with a Ziploc bag and a rubber band. Now, when you buy herbs in the store, you're only using a couple tablespoons, and what do you do with the rest? They wilt, you throw them out. This way you can have a greenhouse in your refrigerator for months. These will stay fresh for months and months and months. All you do, just change out the water every month, and you're good to go. Look at the mint. It's absolutely gorgeous. Just like that. So my fruit tart is done. The last thing I'm going to do is glaze it with some apricot preserves. You could use strawberry preserves, whatever you like. I like the apricot because the fruit shows through. Just very lightly. It gives it a little bit more color and a whole lot of flavor, just like that. Okay, and there's our beautiful fruit tart. And we'll just add one tiny thing of mint right on top. And you are all set for an Italian crostata di frutta. Thank you so much for letting me share my Italian heart with you today. You can find all of these recipes and so much more in my cookbooks, Mama and Me and You and Rescued Recipes, and you can find those at jandiatri.com. Also want to thank Arizona Farm Bureau for teaching me how to cook farm to table, so important, and also Queen Creek Olive Mill for their exquisite olive oil. Thank you so much. We will see you next time when we cook like an Italian.